Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to Radio Entrepreneurs. My name again is Jeffrey Davis. And as we cruise towards the end of 2024, we continue to speak with and meet very interesting entrepreneurs, great backgrounds. I'm sure you'll like our next guest, Tom Dusenberry, founder and CEO of Dusenberry Entertainment. Welcome, Tom.
Well, thank you, Jeff. It's a pleasure.
Great. I'm looking forward to hearing about what you do, but also telling our listeners your path to how you got to where you are.
Yeah, great. I've been in the game industry my entire career, and I really have three parts to my career. First was with Parker Brother Games, so I cut my teeth on great brands such as Monopoly and Star Wars and Nerf and other brands such as that. And then Hasbro purchased Parker Brothers, so I became part of the Hasbro family of companies. And there was really two parts of that career. The first part was I transferred out of marketing and went into R&D, and I focused on creativity and innovation. And so I was the inventor relations guy and brought all the new products into Parker Brothers during the first 4 years of when Hasbro owned us. And that led me to then getting the opportunity to present to the Hasbro board an opportunity to go into interactive entertainment. And that created Hasbro Interactive and Games.com. And during that period of time, we not only did a bunch of great new games as it relates to PC and internet and mobile, but we also did some acquisitions. And we acquired Atari and we acquired Wizards of the Coast in particular, along with others. And then the third part of my career, which was after I left Hasbro, I started Dusenberry Entertainment. And I've been doing that for the last 20 years. And I've been highly focused on licensing, consulting, and innovation and creativity in the marketplace.
Well, that's quite a career. I guess some people would say that you're a fun guy. Hopefully you are, or you know how to create fun.
Well, my whole motto is it's all about the fun. And one thing that I learned during my career was that although marketing and sales and all those other things are fun, what makes a great game is fun itself. And so I very much focus on the consumer experience and creating fun. And a lot of times people ask me, how do you make fun? And fun is hard to deliver. It's something that takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. And when you create fun, what you do is you create it not only from a point of view of, wow, that was a great experience this time, but most importantly, it's, wow, I'd like to come back and do it again. So repeat fun is kind of what it's all about in the game business right now.
Well, I'm glad you said that at the end because that was what was rolling in my head. Repeatable fun. That's really the key. It's not just a one-off fun, it's a repeatable thing. And once you get people into the idea of repeatable fun, I guess you have yourself a cash cow.
Well, the industry's changed so much. When I first started in the game industry, we were literally less than a $100 million industry. Today, we're a $200 billion industry. So the fun has really come out in a very, very significant way. And what's interesting about today's world is that games are so big, they are actually media universes themselves. So with Fortnite as an example, you not only play the game, but that's where all your friends are. So that's where social media is. That's where you actually get your news. And they actually bring concerts and new content into the marketplace all the time. So when you get into a game like that, they want to keep you there forever because that's how they make the cash cow out of it. But it has to be more than just the game experience itself. It has to be an overall overarching type of experience for the player.
I'm going to ask you a little bit of some marketing questions. I hope you don't mind.
Sure.
For Thanksgiving, we had people into my home, and a group of people grabbed Scrabble to play a game. And I'm not really a board game player. I'm an outside game player. And I'm wondering, is there a psychographic or that you would define for board players versus, let's say, someone like me that likes to be like a dog, open the door and let me run outside?
Yeah, what's amazing is that the game business started really in board games and card games. And today, although mixed reality and mobile games and everything else is significant, tabletop games is still as popular as ever. So whether it's Scrabble, but really the mega game right now from a tabletop point of view is Dungeons and Dragons, where it literally has millions of people playing. And then from a card game perspective, instead of playing bridge or hearts, what people are playing is Magic the Gathering. And they literally have tens of millions of people that are playing the card game. So,
Wow.
there is a huge group of people that love to play board games and parlor games and those types of things. But there's also a huge audience that likes to go outside and play outside type games as well.
Well, it is interesting because I don't play inside games. I play outside games, and you can really define my social activity by my indoor versus outdoor. And when people play indoor games, I usually opt out.
Eh, eh, Try it. You might like it. It can be
Well,
pretty competitive.
I probably have to use my memory more. I try not to use my memory outside of work. That's
There
the
you go.
That's how I define it, using my memory as, oh, I'm back at work. So, uh, very interesting. What was your path to getting into this? It's funny with entrepreneurs. A lot of people say to me, this was not my plan.
Well, I was a kid that loved to play games, no question about it. But by the time I was in high school, I was pretty much lost. All my friends were going off to college, and they weren't even offering me that as an opportunity. And I had a friend that was working at a warehouse with Parker Brother Games in Des Moines, Iowa. And my friend's mother said, "Why don't you come out and interview for this warehouse job?" And so when I was an 18-year-old kid, I went out there. I just graduated from high school, and I got a job in the warehouse at Parker Brother Games in Des Moines, Iowa. And 22 years later, I was running the entire company here on the East Coast.
So you really were sort of born to be in the game business.
Well, I think it was really fortunate from my point of view because I was pretty lost, and then I found that once I got to Parker Brothers, two things happened. One was that the premium they put on was hard work, and I'm definitely a hard worker. I worked hard all my life, and so that was a key element to it. And then what happened was that I was able to express from a communication perspective new ideas and new fresh perspectives, whether it was how you made a box in the box making machine, or whether you were dusting off Ouija boards or something like that, and management caught on to that. And so I just went through the traditional way of going through the company. But for a 22-year period of time, I was in distribution, I was in marketing, I was in manufacturing, I was in sales, I was in development. So I have the foundation of the game industry pretty much down pat from a point of view that I did every one of those jobs.
Well, a little bit more. I wanted to ask you, I think when most people think about the game business, they think about large corporations that dominate the industry. And that's probably more so today than it used to be. But is there still room for entrepreneurs to start up?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's all about innovation. So, today's industry is so different from what people perceive it. And that is that the average age of a woman playing the game right now is 44 years old. And the average age of a male playing games right now is 37 years old. So if you think about that, what you're finding is that the killer group in games is really women 35 to 65. And what they're doing is they're playing all kinds of classic games, such as bridge and hearts and Slingo and all those types of games. And they love the social media aspect out of it. And so from there, those are pretty darn simple games. And when it comes right down to it, like what my job is that I work with entrepreneurs and I work with the focus of it's all about the fun. And if we can deliver a hook like that, then as an entrepreneur, we can find a big distribution partner that will then bring it to the marketplace and make a successful game happen.
So I guess the natural conclusion is besides what you might have on your own, you also work with young game entrepreneurs to help them bring their products and services to market.
Yeah, I would say that they're not so much young. I would say that they're probably between 35 and 55 years old, and they have some game experience, but they have an idea that has sparked, and they've got some type of interest. And those are the type of entrepreneurs that I really look for from a point of view that they kind of know the industry, they kind of know what's going on, and they're there to have me help them make a product successful in the market.
The biggest game that I played indoors as a kid never really took on, and that was sitting in the back of a classroom flicking elastics at the back of people's heads, and it never really took off the way I wanted it to. Uh, Sorry, I was a troublemaker. Uh, Tom, very interesting talking to you, and we'd love to have you back again to talk more about games and the whole psychology around games and the business launching of games. But if people want to reach out to you and get your assistance and your help, how do they find you?
Sure. Well, you can go to my website. It's dusenberryentertainment.com, or you can just email me directly at tom@tomdusenberry.com.
That's great. And I want to thank you for being on Radio Entrepreneurs and remind our listeners there's more stories to follow.
Thank you, Jeff. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.